Hi, I hope you'll join me on a trip to the Shanghai Railroad Museum. The Shanghai Railroad Museum is located in the original Shanghai Railway Station, which was the station that was on the railroad line that connected Shanghai to Beijing. It was built in 1921. They only have a few displays, one of which is this large steamer with the compressor on the front. It's a consolidation at 280. This particular engine was built in 1940 by Lima. So it's funny, the steam dome looks a little bit like a Berkshire with all those steam or sand pipes coming down from that sand dome. So here's the tender, and it's pulling a official car. Again, another car made in the U.S. for export. It's a beautiful museum structure. It's great that it was preserved, and the consolidation's quite a nice-looking engine. Get a little glimpse of the inside of the cab. Can't really get very close, unfortunately. And there's the tender again. That rail with the circle around it is the National Rail logo. Here's the private car. It's built by Press Steel Car Company. It's still on its original Press Steel trucks. Here's a neat little maintenance of way vehicle. All of the gear rings on it have the Len Way bicycle company gear rings. And here's a little narrow gauge Baldwin built in 1920. It's a 010 Lincoln pin couplings. It's a nice looking little engine. I really like the shade over the headlight. It looks like a baseball hat brim or something. It definitely has the look of a American narrow gauge, like maybe a Maine narrow gauge engine with the two sand domes and the steam dome in the middle. It's nicely restored. It was only recently given to the museum, maybe 20 years ago. Donated to the Railroad Museum. You can see there's a mile marker. And here's the inside of the museum. The original ticketing hall and waiting rooms are now occupied by the Railroad Museum. Most of the exhibits in this museum are in Chinese, and I don't speak Chinese, so just able to give examples. The early section is about early development of the railroad in the Shanghai area and different small railroads that started, which were eventually consolidated. Here's the first engine in Shanghai. This is a replica of it. It was built in England, very narrow gauge. I believe it was 2-foot gauge, but it was small enough that a small crew of people could pick it up and move it around. And that model is depicting this photograph of it. Kind of a neat display. Lots of photographs of early railroad stations and different people who had a hand in developing it. divided into different sections according to the different railroads, which eventually were all consolidated into the Chinese Rail Company, which everything is part of now. Shows some World War II damage. Eventually, they were all rebuilt. A lot of nice models. Here's a northern with big elephant ear smoke deflectors, an early diesel, with a European look, double-ended cabs on either end of this wide body diesel, and a early, again, British-looking tank engine, early switcher, kind of more of an industrial railroad engine, and then another O-scale northern passenger express engine. China was still building steam engines until 1989, so it's kind of amazing how far they've come, and as of now they have the most extensive high-speed train lines in the world. This is a ferry boat, car ferry boat, some builder's plates from different engines built both in the US and in Japan and Russia and the UK. China was importing a lot of engines until pretty recently. This is a EMU simulator, high-speed train simulator, but it wasn't running on the day I was there. Again, a lot more photographs of different stations in the Shanghai area, including the building that we're in. I believe of the early stations, this building is the only one that still exists. The others have been replaced with more modern structures. There's a signaling display with semaphores and lamps, maintenance of way. They had a lot of video games. This one is like a freight yard simulator. Some furniture that was used for signing the consolidation of the railroad bill. Some timetables and railway publications. There's a whole section coming up here of trophies and awards for maintenance groups, rail maintenance groups, and service awards for individuals. In the back here is some images of large cranes, railroad cranes, and this is a replica of a small station, a train order loop on the wall there, a ticket machine, and some signaling equipment, and radios, some more maintenance of way items, railroad publications, and then here's some placards that were hung on cars so you could identify where those particular cars were going on their train. Some images of the new high-speed rail equipment and the extensive rail network. Some models, O-scale models of Chinese trains. I was in China for a month and I was not able to find a single hobby shop that was open the whole time. I know all the trains are models are made there, but model railroad doesn't seem to be much of a hobby there. A display of bridge building. Lots of infrastructure. And then this is a large model of a Bombardier locomotive and some more small models of modern equipment, rail equipment that's still operating on the system today. There's Bombardier engines pulling tank cars, some of the high-speed rail trains, the Golden Dragon, the Blue Dolphin, and the CR 300s. Very nice models. Oh, here is the Railroad Museum robot. It's kind of creepy. He would talk to younger visitors and interact with them. Robots seem extremely popular. I didn't catch him moving around, but I did see him earlier talking to some younger visitors. Some of the video of different railroad and traffic control. Quite an impressive display for not actually showing the equipment. They had some nice displays. These figures are important to the development of the railroads, either developing the railroads themselves or important figures in railroad history in the Shanghai area. Here's a nice park gauge, 16-inch gauge Mikado. Well done model. It looked like it run at some point, no longer probably. I'm going to leave you here. We'll have a view of the coach yard from the Baoshan Road Station, and you can see the Railroad Museum in the background there. This used to be the yard for the station, and I hope you enjoy if you enjoy this, please like and subscribe, consider. Thank you.